Hello there. Welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Domas. This is the Soul Expanding channel. Today I had a request to do a video on topic that goes along the lines of people who put their emotions on you. So you could call them energy vampires. You can call them narcissists. But we all have people like that in our lives. And I think that it's inevitable to meet people like that sooner or later in your life. Sometimes you think that things are going just perfectly if it wasn't for this person or that person. And it's crazy when you think about it. All we have really in this world is other people. We have ourselves, we have other people. All the problems, the joys, the everything that we have is usually with other people. Nothing really like epic happens if other people don't interact. So we always need others to have some sort of fulfilling experiences. And in the last couple of days, I've experienced that myself when I'm not by myself every single day, spending time with another person and communicating, laughing, joking, but also absorbing some negative energy that's coming from the outside. This person is being affected by another person and they're sad, they're drained, their energy is drained, their head is low, their whole demeanor is quite just drained, and when you see somebody that is being drained by somebody else, that's supposedly their friend, but would a real friend do that? Would a real friend rob you for your energy? If you go back home every single day and somebody robs you every single day, you and your close person to you comes back home and says that somebody robbed them, and that happens every single day, like you wouldn't allow that to happen. You would have some protection. You would take certain precautions to not experience that. You carry a knife or something, carry a gun, whatever, in order to prevent the robbery from happening. Well, when somebody is robbing you of your energy and your good vibe, your positivity, these people, they just seem to find you, they just seem to notice that you have a good aura around you. You have been working on yourself, you have been, you know, advancing in life in little steps. You've been doing great, you've been working on yourself, you've been digging into your own mind, you've been finding jewels, you've been working hard. So it's not like you were born and all of a sudden you have everything laid out for you. Like that doesn't happen. You've been working to get this far, and you have a certain respect about yourself and for yourself, and you're just an all-around genuine good human being. I don't see myself as that, but I see other people as that, and I see that in you. So when, let's call it, a narcissist or somebody that's deeply hurt, somebody that's wants everything for themselves and doesn't probably even realize it, um, notices you. You know, they notice you as a good energy, you know, as a source of energy, first of all. You know, it seems like they cling on to you. You know, they just dig their claws into you, dig their teeth into you, and in ways that you don't even notice. You know, they act as your friend. They can be very giving. They can be very like loving and, you know, seem like that. But what is a real friend? You know, a real friend is someone that is there for you when shit hits the fan, you know, when things go wrong, you know. And these people are never usually there. They never seem like they can take your energy when it's not the nicest. You know, they usually disappear. They usually just want to have fun with you, and that's not a real person, you know. I mean, first of all, I think love is listening, you know, like if you can listen to somebody when they're hurting and not even say anything, just, and I'm not the best at that. I I want to take action. If somebody tells me about their problem, I want to give them solutions, you know. I want to tell them what they need to do in order to not have that. So I'm not the best because sometimes you just need to listen to people. And there are these people that they pretend to be your friends, but when things get difficult, they either they're not there or they just think that you have a bad vibe and they don't want to be affected by it. But a real friend will absorb that energy, you know, and feel it with you, transform it with you. But then there's also a a thing of like making you feel guilty. Somewhere I heard this phrase that the energy vampires are looking for the guilt energy. And they make you feel guilty. They make you feel like you owe them something. That might be the reason why they were giving in the first place. They were giving, and we all have narcissistic tendencies, but we can recognize that and not act on that. But if we give, and then we're like, okay, where's my share? You know, where's the giving back? I mean, if somebody's not, you know, sharing with you, if you're with somebody and you're giving and they just take and they don't give back, I mean, you're not going to spend a lot of time with them because it should be mutual. It should start with good energy, you know. It should start by wanting to give, you know. It should start by, you know, we all want love, you know, but if you want to receive love, you got to give love, you know, and you can't be expecting it. It's always like that. When you expect something, you never get it. When you stop expecting it, you always get it. Because you show the universe that you're okay. You're okay how you are. You've got enough money. You, even if you have very little, even if you feel lonely and you have a few friends and you're like, you know what, I'm okay with it. You always will have friends. You will always have loving people around you. But I think what happens with these people, let's call them narcissists, energy vampires, they they're hurting and they think that they can't create that energy from within themselves. They can't give it to themselves. So they latch onto you and they don't let you go. You know, they make you feel like you owe them something. That's the thing. They make you feel like that you're a bad person. You know, they make you feel like you've not done something for them, that you used to be like this and now you're like that. And what it brings out is that guilt energy. And when I had people like that in my life, what I did to them, I told them exactly what I thought that they were doing, and I told them how they are, and they backed off. They couldn't do anything. They just disappeared out of my life completely. And I had to cast that spell. I had to just make a mirror of who they are, you know, and just tell them who they are, because I was sick of it. I could physically feel like my insides were turning, and I felt sick. I felt physically sick, and I was like, you know what? I really don't want to do this, but I have to do it. So I sent a text, and that was it. That was the last time I've heard from them. And when I'm happy, like, yeah, I have this kind of wound, you know, where I'm like, right, this is one person that I'll probably never talk to, because they'll probably never realize what they done wrong. And it's easy to get tricked by these people because they can seem very friendly, but when you see them, when they don't see you, you can see it in their face. They're very unhappy. They're very, they just change their whole facial expression when they see you, when they see that you see them, you know, they're like completely change, you know. And it's like, you're not happy. Why are you acting happy? You know, just tell me how you really feel, and let's talk about it. And by any means necessary, they don't do that. So if they don't do that, you can't bring it out of them. You know, they're trying to act like they're invincible or something. I don't know. But after talking to these people, you feel drained. You feel like you're dead, you know? So I really think that one way to deal with these people is not give them attention. If you have these people in your work situation, in your family surroundings, you just need to limit as much of time, like just limit your time that you spend around them, with them, limit the amount that you look at them, because just by catching your eye, they can just pull you in, you know. And I'm very like into detail, so sometimes you can just catch yourself thinking like, oh, I know that person is there in the corner, like I wonder how they look, like I wonder what's on their face, I wonder what their expression, like, why are you wondering? Because you think that you can help, because you think that you can fix them, because you think that you can change them, because you think you're a superhero, like you're a psychiatrist, you're a psychologist. Like, you can't help them by going there, by them not asking you for help and you offering them your help. You're basically giving yourself away for free. And it's a good trait. It's a good trait, but I think it involves pride. I think it involves thinking that you can be like you're a superhero, you know, and you can fix everybody, but you can't. And some people will be like, thank you, you gave me good insight, but usually when they ask for it. And some people will just take, and make you feel like shit. And you think, how did I get myself into this? It's like, well, you chose it. You chose to look that direction. You chose to give that attention. Maybe you even wanted something from them. Maybe you wanted them to acknowledge you as a friend, as something, but they will never do that. maybe they'll do that. I'm the person that loses hope the last, but sometimes I'm like, when somebody's abusing my attention, I'm like, you know what? I don't need this in my life. Like, there was a time where I was giving myself out a lot, and I still do. Like, I still do. You can't help it, but you just do it. But you really don't have to. It's not your job. So, with all due respect, you're not a superhero. So sometimes you got to take what's yours back and not act like you're better than you are. You're a human being, you're good, you're genuine. That's good. If somebody needs your help, they will ask for it. If you're not qualified for it, don't pretend that you are a person that, you know, they want you to be. Don't get into your head thinking that you can solve somebody's problem. Like, sometimes you can't. Like, do you really want to do that? Don't you have enough problems of your own? So, I don't know if this was helpful, but that's my thoughts on it. There's no anger in this. There's just kind of like, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. Tough luck. Some people have it tough in their life. We all have it tough. And some people make changes and some people don't. If you don't want to make a change for your life to be better, then if you're complaining about it, like, I can't help you with it. I've lost friends myself by being, you know, annoying to people when I realized something was wrong and I wasn't making a change, until I made a change and I realized, like, I'm the one that's in control of my life. So yeah, I hope that you find your way and you're working on yourself enough. So well done for you. I'm proud of you. Keep doing the work that you're doing. Surround yourself with good people and ask yourself why you're attracting people that you don't want in your life. There's something to learn from them. There's a big lesson to learn. Like, for me, I was always trying to solve other people's problems. I was like, what's wrong? Da, 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 helpful, trying to be helpful, until I realized, fuck, I'm trying to solve other people's problems. I'm pretending like I'm some master. I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, I can't solve their problems. Even if I tell them the right answer, they might not even listen. And why would they listen to me? It's their problem. There's something other than that. It's attention. Like, people want attention. People want to be the victim. People want to be, felt sorry for. And I'm guilty of that. I've been there. I still do it sometimes, but I'm ashamed that I do it. I'm like, yeah, but life is unfair and things happen that happen. And I'm like, other times I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, things are the way they are, and they're supposed to be like the way they are. If you don't like it, change it. That's it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for spending the time with me. Thank you for paying attention. Your attention means a lot to me. And hopefully this was helpful. Love you guys. Have a great day, morning, evening, nighttime. Depends on when you're watching this. And good luck with everything. See you on the other side. Take care. Much love and peace.